The days of objective journalism are over. There are no more Walter Cronkites and no more Ed Murrows. Newsmen and programs no longer fight for the common man, and instead capitalize on the fact that their average audience member is probably not going to change the channel. In modern media society, the only thing that matters is the almighty dollar. As the central sphere of the news media has drifted from the newspaper to the television screen, the dynamic of what defines the news has changed. Their goal is no longer to inform the people of what is going on around the world, but to get as many people to watch as possible. The three major cable news networks, CNN, Fox, and MSNBC, are all owned by massive media conglomerates, and from their point of view, no viewers means no advertisers, and no advertisers means no revenue. The news itself is irrelevant. Television is chiefly an entertainment medium, and the easiest way for the news media to get people to watch is to entertain them. The networks hire ideologues and professional jingoists like Sean Hannity and Keith Olbermann to make the news more fun, dramatic, and ideologically stimulating. The cable market is niche-based, meaning that most cable networks narrowcast their material to a certain audience, unlike network television, which broadcasts to a wider scope. The cable news networks do this as well, by making themselves appealing to specific ideologies. They are able to narrowcast their material into the homes of specific demographics, much the same way that other cable networks like the Sci-Fi Channel or Lifetime do. The cable news networks brand themselves so heavily that the accusation of bias is almost a non-issue. They don't even try to be fair and balanced. As a result, those out there of opposing viewpoints than those depicted on a cable news network are quick to accuse that network of bias, comparing it to the golden standard of television journalism from the 1960s, but refusing to apply the same standard to the news that fits their viewpoint. This is known as the hostile media effect, and people everywhere are becoming more and more divided over the news media because they grow convinced that any news network reporting something they disagree with is corrupted or inaccurate. Watchdog groups such as Fox Watch have sprung up across the country, pouring through every hour of every day of opposing networks just to try and find things wrong with its coverage. In the corporate world of cable news, it is pretty much too late to attempt to remove ideological bias from within. But the accuracy and reliability of television news media is not without hope. The answers to overcoming the hostile media effect lie within you, and you alone. Accusing opposing networks of bias accomplishes absolutely nothing, and there are several steps you can take to help guide the trend of pointless accusations in the other direction. First, open your mind. Set your politics aside when you watch the news. If you're a liberal, give Fox News a try. If you lean conservative, see what MSNBC is all about. You are under no obligation to agree with the coverage at hand, but it can never hurt to contextualize the news coverage you experience by cross-checking it with somebody else. Secondly, give an international news source a try. There are many European news outlets, such as the BBC, and even others, such as the Middle Eastern Al Jazeera, that have English news networks available on television and online. Focusing your attention to not only different ideological news sources, but also to news from different areas of the world, will help keep the television media at large in check, as they won't be able to get away with narrowcasting any longer. Finally, don't forget about print journalism. In many cases, it is just as ideologically crooked as the television media, but if you go into the material with an understanding that this is the case, what harm can it do? Only the American populace can send the message to the media that they aren't fooled by the spoon-feeding that they're being given, and that people are curious to see what other people from other places and with other opinions have to say.